If you own a Sony APS-C camera like the Sony a6400 that has an infrared receiver, then you might be interested in a remote like this that Sony makes, that makes taking videos and photos a breeze. Let's get into it. Now, one of the problems that I faced with these APS-C cameras, which I'm sure it's just me, maybe there's a feature hidden somewhere that I don't know how to use. Whenever I want to take a photo for a thumbnail, and if I hit the shutter button, even if there is a timer, the focus is locked at the time of pressing the shutter button. I don't know how to make it so that it should focus on me at the time of taking the photos. I don't know how it works. I'm sure I'm doing it wrong. But anyways, I tried to look up on the internet and I couldn't find anything until I found this remote. Now, this is the Sony RMT-DSLR2 and I bought it for around $30. This is now super helpful because I can be sitting here on my desk and I can just take a photo by pressing the button on the remote wirelessly. I don't have to get up. I don't have to press the button. When I press the shutter here, it locks in the focus at the time of pressing the shutter button, but at least I'm not moving when I press the shutter button. I can just press it and just stay still, which is great. The other way that I use it is because I have two cameras. That's the camera A, the Sony a6600, and that's the camera B, another a6600. Even though syncing videos in post is a super straightforward and easy job, it's still good to have both cameras start recording at the exact same time. So it kind of saves a little bit extra time in post, and I know that both cameras are recording and the focus is all correct as well. So just a disclaimer here that this video is not sponsored. I've purchased the remote with my own money. I just went to the Sony store and I purchased it. You can even access the camera's menu, which is super helpful because if you're sitting across the camera in front of the camera lens and the screen is facing you, and if you press the menu button from the back, the problem is that everything else, like if I'm just hitting the buttons, everything is in reverse order. If I'm pressing the left button, I'm actually pressing the right button because this is left from where I am and this is right from where I am, but I'm actually pressing the opposite buttons. It gets super annoying when you're rotating the dials and pressing the buttons. It takes longer to go through this menu system, especially the Sony's menu system. The older camera menu system is abysmal. For that alone, this helps a lot. I can play back videos. You can cycle through display options. You can zoom in and zoom out if you have a lens that supports electronic zoom. So that's usually what I use. I use the shutter button for taking photos, the start stop recording, that's pretty good, display options to cycle through display, and the menu system is super good. Let's talk about the things that I like about it. The first thing is the price. It is priced well. The second thing that I like about it is compatibility. I can use it with my a6600s and a6400s. It is not compatible with the ZV-E10, and the reason is because the ZV-E10 does not have an infrared sensor. So it's even compatible with the A7000 series cameras. Ability to record and take photos remotely, ability to go through the menu system. And one last thing, apps are cool. You can install them on your phone or tablet. They're super helpful. One thing they lack in so far that I've noticed is connecting to physical hardware. Like I tried to install the Imaging Edge app from Sony on my phone and I tried to connect my ZV-E10 and after trying multiple times just couldn't get it to connect. I kept getting errors without any real message for me to understand that why the app cannot talk to the camera. Anyways, all that rant aside, the remote does not need any connection, does not need any pairing. All you have to do is just enable the infrared remote camera option on your camera and you're good to go. And to do that, the first thing you have to do is turn on the camera, of course. So once you turn on the camera, just go to menu and then go to the second last tab that says setup 1 and then keep going to the right, page number 4, and then go to the IR remote control and turn it on. That's all you have to do. So let's talk about the things that I don't like about this remote. So the first thing that I don't like about it, you can't pair with a camera. If you have multiple cameras in front of you, all have the IR remote control option enabled. Anything you do on this remote will be accepted by all cameras. So all cameras will operate on those commands. So for example, if I have two cameras turned on and if I go to menu will pop up in both cameras. And one more thing that I don't like about it, I'm just nitpicking here, that the remote takes a CR CR2025 battery. Usually these little remotes, they take the CR2032 battery. That battery is on my aperture light remote, it's on my garage door, it's on like a bunch of other things that I own. I would have to buy specifically extra batteries for this. Let me know if I'm just being too hard on it, but trust me, you don't want to put a CR2032 battery in this, because I did, and now I can't get the battery door to open. So once the battery does run out, I would have to pry open the remote and get the battery out. So who is this remote for? If you have a camera from Sony that has an infrared sensor and you're in a situation where you're sitting in front of a desk and you want to be able to press record and take photos, then this is a really good option for you to have in your toolkit. Or if you're in a situation where you have multiple cameras in a studio and you want to record them all at once, then pressing this record button once will start recording in all those cameras. Let me know in the comments below if you have any questions regarding this remote, or if you want to suggest a topic for me to make a video on. See you in the next video. Cheers.